or whose lamb or whose sacrifice will be consumed by fire.
Now, Sanya Tedia, and ye, I can't see any say, Obia and find in tree bako, na afarumuchiana yashishatu ono, yere toso, na ye fray Yakupo, or Yamia odi oja, ebe bra pabonano, or no.
They brought the two bulls.
Now, I wanted an entry Casimir ebai.
And he told them, kill yours first.
Now, a catcher was said, Mundika and Comudia.
They did.
Now, I want to animal.
Placed on their altar.
Now, I want to Afaramuchiano.
And then began to pray to their God.
Now, I want to fiase a bompa a frere when Yam.
Bible says they started in the morning, prayed till noon. There was no response. Their God was quiet. There was no response.
Now, I want to fiase anopa. A bompaye, a canchie, a bompaye, a supreme tubre, and so in Wayabia Ama.
And Elijah began to mock them and say, maybe your God is busy, so pray harder, call on him harder, speak louder.
Now, if that if you say, Eddie, one who fell, a catcher say, Ebiana, Munyamia Monfrano, no, just say, Ninsai Krabimu, Ebia on Tintin, Monfrano Cassiapa.
And they also increased intensity, prayed harder, shouted harder, and Bible says they even cut themselves with knives and other objects.
Now, what if you say, Etiemu, one more Pamon Shemukena, a composer, one of the Nadia Chichawano, Ahonam.
Now, I want you to take note of the length of their prayer. Number two, the sacrifice or what went into the prayer. They curtained themselves. I want you to note all these two.
Now, a person will share and you might be no answer. And yet, and Redutra I want to do a one pibono, and I feel so I can't yet one of the judge I want to ehonam.
When nothing happened, their prayer was not answered. Elijah jumped to the stage and told them.
Now, Emra want to canchia Shiensino, Elijah Afe Opie, Ewo.
I want you to dig a trench around the altar that I have prepared. Dig a trench, a gutter around it, and fill it with water.
Now, Elijah catcher was said, Afarumichia Moon, Moon Takanko, Ewo, Honafes, Moon Sainso, and good Afarumichiano so.
So they did. Fetched water, poured it on the sacrifice until the trench was full.
Now I'm running 1 or 2 hours for him with Chia Biahono. What did you swear a guma ecosys a bomber?
Then when he finished, look, at the time of the evening sacrifice, Elijah jumped forward and said, "Oh God, who answers by fire, answer me, for these people to know that indeed you are the God of Israel."
Now, Emra, do say a farabo edu hono, Elijah ekonikoto joinim, no kase, oh, Eradia, would it a ja say in Pabono, fa oja ebra me paiboy ano.
And this is how he prayed. The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, answer me. In other words, as you answered them, as you answered Abraham, as you answered Isaac, as you answered Jacob, answer me too, because I am also your child.
Na Elijah and Pabodi say, Abraham Yankupon, Isaac Yankupon, Jacob Yankupon, Senya wouldn't do one Bible anano, Sarasuna and Anope, and then Sumisu Elijah, Wakwa maybe say, Biamin Bible anon.
We are not told the time that elapsed between the time of offering the prayer and then the time God answered. But when you deduce from scripture, it was within a twinkling of an eye.
Na yanshada ehu every pokotia and pabono and idea and afeso ebra and pabono mwa na so wo sone so a wo say any first and then one ebae.
There and then fire came from heaven and began to consume all the objects there.
Oh, na pabono chi just say I need simakra and Jeffrey so eben tafre aforibo and muchia nyina.
Now let me take you back to the topic for today and share with you something here. When the fire came, according to the scripture, the meat was the first to be consumed.
Na ekawohwe mu anaka anama eho apaso no eno na ko se eja na ehye.
So the fire consumed the meat first. In other words, the sacrifice first.
Itine eja no ehye enam na eho apano so kane.
So this God who accepts sacrifice will be my God.
Na sa nyame a oje aforebo ebomu obeye me nyankopon.
Number 2, the firewood. Yeah, the firewood was the second to be consumed. The God who consumes firewood, he will be my God. Number 3, the stones. The stones were consumed by the fire. So the God who is able to consume stones with fire, he is my God forever. The third in that sequence was the ground where the sacrifice was performed. The ground was also consumed by fire. So the God who is able to consume ground, right? Who is able to consume the earth with fire, he is my God. Now watch this. It is irrational, preposterous to think that fire can consume water. It doesn't make sense. It is against nature. You understand what I'm saying? On the contrary, what we know is that water quenches fire. Is that not so? Right. But this time, Bible says the fire licked the water.
Now, Bible says,
nature in reverse.
For
all this while,